Qore, a banking-as-a-service platform, is driving Africa's payments landscape with its innovative cloud-native solutions. As the financial services ecosystem across the continent evolves, CEO and co-founder Emeka Emetarom joined us to discuss how African startups can build reliable infrastructure that can scale beyond their home countries. Let us listen in.
So I think the most significant issues are around trust, right? Africa is a very diverse continent. Language barriers, cultural differences, people tend to trust and prefer to do business with people like them. And so as you try to scale out into these countries, you find that there's a little bit of a resistance, if you will. The best way to go about it is to try to get local intel, local partnerships, where FinTechs can afford to put boots on the ground, set up offices, country managers, get the local people to give you that intel. They also would have the right kind of relationships to bring down the barrier, to gain trust with the partners in those local markets and jurisdictions, to gain trust with potential clients, to engage regulators. That's a major obstacle that you'll be able to overcome. There's also, generally across most African countries, as you try to scale out, you would also find the challenges around, resources, right? Human resources. Generally speaking, there are a lot of issues around literacy and education in many countries in Africa. And so if you go into those countries and you try to build capacity, you may need to invest in skills acquisition and development. Otherwise, the growth of the business or product will be capped and limited by the availability of those resources.
Indeed, quite a number of challenges I foresee there, and also maybe some solutions in place. But Emeka, as digital currencies and mobile money continue to evolve rapidly, the question most people barely ask is, what is the future of tech? So in this retrospect, what do you foresee as the next big leap in payment systems in Africa?
Well, payment is going to move away from the traditional payment process on TradFi to blockchain-based payments. So you're going to see stable coins, central bank, digital currencies will play a major role there. And it's quite critical for inter-Africa trade. Today, a lot of African countries are dependent on the dollar to, process transactions amongst them. It doesn't make sense. You have to fund an account somewhere in the US or Europe just to make a payment to a company that's a couple of kilometers just across the border. What stable coins and those kind of digital currencies will do for payments in Africa is that it help the continent to kind of wean itself off of the dollar dependency and, improve the flow of money, improve the ability, cut short the transaction processing time, and enable growth in trade between African countries.
And also we have financial inclusion, which is a big concern here, Emeka. So in terms of groundbreaking approaches, what do you think is necessary, the best approach when it comes to financial accessibility gap?
So the biggest issue with access to financial services, obviously, is being able to open accounts, right? As you move further and further away from the city centers, the average value per customer drops. You move into the rural areas, you still have people that need to be banked, but the value of those transactions are lower, which makes it difficult for financial institutions to get to those places and bank the customers. Now, in most countries, you have requirements around KYC that are heavy. So identity management is a big challenge, because what you need to be able to do is work things out in such a way that customers can digitally onboard themselves, digitally open accounts. If you had robust identity management solutions, then you can deliver account opening services via a mobile application. And to cater for issues around lack of internet connectivity, that can also happen through USSD, such that a customer just dials a short code of a bank and the system can fetch their ID somewhere, maybe even fetch and verify their address, and an account is opened instantly. in countries like Nigeria, the central bank has also proactively made that easier by tiering the account structure. So you have tier one accounts that are like wallet accounts, enabling the opening of accounts without major KYC documentation, if you will. And that helps to bring people into the financial services space because then, even those accounts are limited in how many transactions they can perform and how much balance they can hold, it helps to allow those excluded individuals to start to receive payments, to start to build a transaction history that can be valuable in gaining access to credit. And then that helps them ultimately to pull themselves out of poverty. Of course, to help with driving this process, you can also apply agent banking strategies. So using technology, agents are able to go into the very, very remote areas and capture customer information, passport photographs, process transactions, cash in, cash out. And if you have offline capabilities baked in, then that can also happen without internet connectivity being available. So those things will help to drive the inclusion process across the continent.
And also infrastructure plays a key role here. So from Qore's perspective, what are you doing to address some of these challenges? The lack of power, internet infrastructure, what are you doing on your end? And also in terms of the growing competition in the African fintech landscape, how does Qore differentiate itself in the market?
So we provide technology that powers all financial institutions segments, right? From commercial banks to FinTechs, microfinance, SACCOs, embedded finance companies, anybody that is delivering a financial service, we have a solution for them. To solve the problems of infrastructure, we, as part of our full suite of solutions, we have a platform that allows for that kind of offline onboarding. It's a branchless banking solution that allows agents of financial institutions going to the very, very remote areas to onboard customers and process transactions. But above that, what we've done is we've seen financial institutions and fintechs have a lot of problems. They want to be able to go to market quickly. They want to be nimble. They want to be able to apply innovation and change direction and make modifications to the product offerings as the market changes. Now, the way we've positioned our platform, which is very unique, is as a one-stop shop. So that as a fintech or a bank or SACCO or MFI, it doesn't matter, you don't have to worry about technology in any way. We're trying to commoditize technology, right? If you sign up on our platform, you have access to a full bouquet of solutions, a core banking solution, robust loan origination, collections, and recovery within the lending automation suite. We have an instant card issuance solution for card transaction processing and issuance, merchant services for payments inside the store, and agent banking, as well as mobile and internet banking, also delivered via omni-channel. So you have also USSD access baked in there.